Hey guys, I'm about to head into the gym, but real quick, it was put on my spirit because somebody needs to hear this right now. Sometimes we can go through seasons in our life where it just feels like God isn't worried about these little things that we're going through. It may feel big to us, but we know in the grand scheme of things, it's small. And we don't want to bother God with the small things of our lives because he's too worried about the big things going on, right? And we're not too sure if he wants to, handle these little things that we might be going through personally. And we don't want to ask God about these, or we might believe that he's not paying attention or looking at these little things in our lives because he's focused on these big things going on right now in the world, in the chaos and the grand scheme of things, right? But I'm sitting here rereading through Genesis once again, and there's other books I can bring up. I can bring up the story of Ruth. I can bring up several stories, but I was reading through Genesis, and it's like chapter 38, 39. We get the story of Judah and Tamar. And I won't go through the whole story. You can read it if you haven't. But it's just interesting because this story right here, it's randomly put. We're in the middle of a big story. Jacob gets his name turned to Israel, and he has his 12 sons, and they casted out Joseph. And Joseph's about to do something big. And we're about to get introduced to the 12 tribes of Judah and all these things, or 12 tribes of Israel, which includes Judah. But right in the middle of this story, just randomly put in this chapter, is a story about Judah and Tamar, a small story individually about Judah and his sons and his daughter-in-law. And it doesn't make any sense with this big picture of things that's going on, but we can see that this was placed in here as another example and a reminder that God is indeed focused on, even though there's this big thing going on. God is building up Jacob. He's building up Israel. He's starting the 12 tribes through his sons. He's about to rescue them through the youngest brother who just got casted out, Joseph. And he's about to deal with him right now. He's sitting in a prison cell about to get rescued from, technically God, but Pharaoh's about to get him out to read his dreams. And we're about to see these big things about to go on right now. But in the grand scheme of these big things that's about to happen, God takes this little story of Tamar and he shows us that even though he's working on this big picture of things right now, building the nation of Israel, he's also working on little things in Tamar's life. Because even though she's a single person and she might feel like her life doesn't matter, and sometimes you might feel like, what does my life matter, or what is God looking at me for, paying attention to me when he has all this stuff to worry about and all these big things to worry about and helping me in my life